come spend a funky, fresh day in Fairport with me. Okay? This is my first vlog. Nobody cyberbully me. I filmed an intro before I left, and I'm still going to include it, but it's super awkward and is kind of missing some context. I just wanted to get out of the house and knit somewhere other than my bed. And this is only my second time going to Fairport, but it's just kind of the perfect place to have a day. Anyway, here's the intro. Come with me to spend a day in Fairport. I'm leaving a little bit later than I wanted. Fairport's about an hour and 20 minutes away. I really loved it there. They have a yarn store, they have a craft consignment store, and it's a beautiful day out. So I have my knitting packed, I have way too much yarn packed, and yeah. My car tires are 7 over recommended PSI, and that's out of my hands. That's out of my control. Okay, I just got to Fairport. It's a little bit lit, not gonna lie. At this point, I was feeling a little bit stressed out from the drive. So the first thing I wanted to do when I got there was find a place to sit and work on my clay tee for a while. There are a lot of reasons why I love Fairport, but the main reason is that it just feels like a place you're meant to stay for a while. It's super walkable, and there's a lot of outdoor seating. Both times I've been to Fairport, these benches by the canal became like my home base. I'd get up and wander around and then come back to these same benches. I noticed throughout the day that I was seeing some of the same people across the other side of the canal, and everybody just seemed to have their own little corner. For my clay tee, I'm using Drop Spell in the color Iron. It was already getting really close to the finish line, so I felt really motivated to get it done. Next, you'll see how much yarn I had left before taking a break, and you can hear someone playing bagpipes across the canal. I'm taking a break with the car AC right now. I sat by the canal and knit for like an hour and a half-ish. So beautiful out. Listen to the birds chirp. Listen to the water move. It's nice. I'm gonna go into some of the stores they have here. They have some crafty stores, so let's go. First up is this craft consignment store. I love it here. They have everything: yarn, buttons, fabric, stamps, pretty much every craft you can imagine. Last time I was here, I got some buttons and ribbon for like 50 cents. This time I didn't get anything. Next, I went to Anything Goes clothing consignment shop. I was excited to go here. I didn't get to go here last time I was in Fairport. They were closed for like a summer break or something. I ended up getting this ring. Next, I went to Fairport's local yarn store, Liftbridge Yarns. I love it there. Immediately when I walked in, I was asked if I was on a mission. And I just think that's a great question, because if I'm in a yarn store, I'm either on a mission or I just want to look at yarn. They had a bunch of buttons for 25 cents each, and I ended up getting 8 of these checkered ones. They also had a little free fiber area out front, which I thought was really cute. And then I went to go get some pizza and saw the lift bridge on my way. I took my pizza to the only table in the shade. This is from TK's Pizzeria. I got this last time I was here too. It just feels right. Cheese pizza and Hawaiian punch on a hot summer's day. Then I put my leftover pizza in the car and head back over to my bench to continue knitting. At this point, I only had about 3 rows left and then the bind off. I only had about 1 row left when I ran out of my skein and needed to start frogging my swatch. I already showed the lift bridge, but here's kind of a better view of it in action. You can hear the warning bell that goes off when it's starting to lift. You can see a boat pass under it, and then you can hear just how horrible it sounds coming down. This was how much swatch I had left before binding off. And then this is it, all done, all bound off. After that, I went back to the car and swapped out my finished clay tee with the other yarn that I packed for the day. I wanted to loop back around on one store that I passed earlier, out the basement, Toys and Vintage, but they ended up closing early that day due to family obligation. So I just went and got some gelato instead. I got s'mores flavor, but it didn't really taste like s'mores. Kind of tasted more like toffee. And here you'll see a bunch more of the outdoor seating as I walk my gelato back to my bench by the canal. And then I have to make this joke, unfortunately. Clearly hated it. By this point, a lot of the stores had closed. Which was okay. The last time I was in Fairport, I felt like most of my time was spent going into stores. So I just wandered around and got some footage of stuff I felt like I missed on my way in. Eventually, I sat on one of the benches outside the public library and knit for a little while longer so that I could justify bringing the extra yarn. Right now, I'm swatching for my rival tee, which is a pattern from Low Key Bold Knit, which I'm really excited about. This is my first swatch that came out too small that I'm frogging to re-swatch. I finished about 10 rows before deciding that I didn't want to drive back in the dark, so these are my tired legs walking back to the car. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for spending the day with me. I had a really fun time making this vlog. If you enjoyed watching it, if you think I should make more, please let me know by liking this video. I would love an excuse to do another one of these day trips. And if you'd like to see more of my knitting projects, I post every Friday on my blog, funkyfreshfibers.com. There you can find some free knitting and crochet patterns, some yarn reviews, or just updates on whatever fiber arts project I'm working on at the moment. Okay, bye.